Hello and welcome to the Equality and Discrimination Law class. We are going to be covering a lot of topics in this course, about 18 lectures. And by the end of it, you should know all about equality. You know what we mean when we talk about equality in law, the theories underpinning some of the issues we come across in this area, the protected characteristics. So those that are, or the categories of people that are protected under the Equality Act. So I hope by the end of it, you understand why some people get more protection than others. And we may ask, why do we need a law in this area? All right, so we know discrimination can actually be harmful to individuals. And if we leave it to people to stop discriminating and treat others equally, we know that may never happen. Okay, that may never happen due to human nature. Some people are generally not nice to others, while others, may gain advantage or even lose an advantage if they treat others equally. So therefore, it is necessary to use legal means to protect against, certain harmful forms of discrimination. The current legal provisions that we have, protect people from discrimination in the areas of education, employment, and provisions of services. Okay, but you find out that most times when scholars or lawyers do talk about discrimination or equality, they mostly focus on employment, because laws in this area in discrimination and equality, they are similar to those that you find in employment law, which is concerned with social justice. Okay, so and again in employment, you find there are high levels of occupational segregation, with certain groups of people dominating different areas of the labor market. Okay, so this could be, in the higher levels, with obviously higher pay, you would find a certain group with similar characteristics dominating, that area of the labor market, while the lower levels with lower pay, you also find, different groups with similar characteristics, dominating that area. Okay, so I do have some data, okay, in this area, okay, which shows that 83% of 83% more women than men are employed in personal services and in the public sector. The young Black people and disabled people are more likely not to be employed compared to their counterparts. And then Muslim women are less likely to be employed, with 1 in 4 of them in employment. So you see, there is evidence to show that many groups in the UK still suffer disadvantage and discrimination. Okay, so we need to do a lot more before any sort of equality can be achieved. Right, so in this course, we would look at what causes inequality. Okay, if we understand why inequality persists, then maybe we'll be able to figure out what we have to do in order to eliminate it, or at best reduce it. Okay, so me personally, I believe that equality can never be eliminated. Okay, but we can try our best, to reduce it to the barest minimum. Right, so before we do any of that, I would want us to go over some, some preliminaries, such as the terms used, what people understand as equality, and the topics that we will be covering in this course. All right, so I looked at an online dictionary, and it says that discrimination is the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of race, age, or disability. Okay, so to discriminate means to make a selection between options, whatever they are, okay, or to draw a distinction, of some type. All right. Then again, equality. Okay, it says that equality means the right of different groups of people to have a similar social position and receive the same treatment. Right. From this definition, the equality and discrimination, they are not really the same. They're kind of similar. Okay, one sort of connotes it's in the negative, while the other ones it's kind of in the positive. Okay, they are not really the same. However, the terms are used interchangeably, when referring to the law in this area. In fact, before the Equality Act of 2010, the laws, in this area were referred to as discrimination law. So we had the Sex Discrimination Law Act, sorry. We had the Race Discrimination Act. We had the Disability Discrimination Act. Okay, so they used to be called the discrimination, law. But then all these laws were then brought together and merged into one single act, which we have now. That's the Equality Act of 2010. So for me, this change in terms sort of, makes it more positive, and maybe, it would get a lot of people, on board to try to, do equality or achieve equality. All right, so when we talk of equality, what exactly do we mean? All right, do we believe that, people, regardless of their characteristics, what they look like, their ability, should they all be treated equally? Is that what we mean when we talk about that? Or does it mean that, let's say, for instance, A and all the people that look like A should be treated in the same way? Okay, and B and all the people that look like B should also be treated in the same way? Should we give everybody exactly the same treatment, disregarding any material differences between them, or should we take account of those differences? Okay, when we talk of equality in law, what should the law be focusing on? Should the law focus on letting everybody have the same opportunity, or should it focus on the results? All right, so you see that equality and discrimination, is not really as straightforward as it seems. Okay, we can say, oh, let's treat them all equally or let them all have the same results. There is more to it than that. Okay, I think I would, by the end of this course, after we've gone through, all the topics and all the things that we need to go through, I will let you, be the judge of that. Okay, so I will let you decide what you think equality should mean. Right, so these are the topics that, that we'll be covering in this course. Okay, so we will be looking at the concept of equality. Okay, so the description that I've just given now, can be referred to as a formal or substantive equality. So we'll look at that. We'll look at the protected characteristics. That is the groups of people that are protected under the Act. Okay, we'd also look at the sources of protection. Okay, so where do we get our protection from? So in doing that, we'll be looking at international and regional laws. We'll also look at discrimination as a human rights issue. Okay, so with that, we'll be looking at the Human Rights Act of 1998, and then we'll have our own. We'll look at our own national. The Human Rights Act 1998 is a national law, and then we'll also look at the Equality Act of 2010. Then we'll also look at the types of discrimination, that the law prohibits. So such as direct discrimination, indirect discrimination, harassment, which would include sexual harassment and victimization. Okay, and then I have already said that we'll be looking at the theories underpinning some of these discrimination issues that we come across. Okay, so we'll be focusing on on sex, race, religion. Okay. And hopefully, if we do get time, I'll try and fit in disability. All right. So yeah, so these are the topics that we'll be looking at. So we'll also, look at exemptions. So when does the law allow discrimination, and then of course enforcement. All right, so I think this promises to be an interesting course, and I hope you will enjoy it with me. And then for the seminars, I'll be bringing in a lot of cases, for us to analyze. And then I'll also bring in videos to watch as well. Okay, and then after watching the videos, I would, let you make up I mean, based on what we've learned, advise the clients, in that video. All right, so I hope to see you soon in the seminars and then in the other lectures. Right, bye.